In case you've been living under a rock your whole life and somehow couldn't tell, some TV shows, games, and the like get unnecessary amounts of needless hate, largely due to their fandoms. The general feeling of the fandom is not equal to the worth of the medium. I've gathered a few example fandoms that get a lot of hate for no real reason. This is not a complete list. Undertale is one of these fandoms that gets a lot of hate, probably mainly due to the large number of kids in the fandom. If it's a video game, it's going to have a lot of kids in the fandom. There's no getting around it, and that can lead to a lot of needless hate. There are also those Sans fangirls, but I haven't really seen them all that much, so I can't have much opinion on them. The initial explosion of the game can also have something to do with the hate, because people like to be against the flow for some reason, because it makes them feel cooler. Some parts of the fandom also pull Undertale into random conversations, but then again, some people who aren't in the fandom sometimes call out people who are in the fandom when their profile picture or name has something to do with Undertale. It's not a part of the fandom, but there's a misconception that Frisk is female, even though they are non-binary, and that might be a reason people hate the game, but that's sort of besides the point. A lot like Undertale, Pokemon exploded, but unlike Undertale, it exploded twice. Once in the late 90s, and then last year with Pokemon Go. There was a lot of news about Pokemon Go, but it was mainly negative due to people being dumb and walking into streets and trespassing and the like. Even outside of Pokemon Go, the general Pokemon YouTube community isn't the best place. It's very unforgiving, though there are exceptions. And to counter the toxic YouTube community, both puns intended, there are a lot of kids in the Pokemon community due to it being a very popular kid-friendly game. Similarly to Undertale, subverting the norm being considered cool is probably one reason for the hate on Pokemon, though that could just be my school and the hate has faded on the internet by now. Steven Universe. My current life, it seems. However, the worst of the fandom is not a good place. Honestly, like a lot of fandoms. For the most part, I try to avoid these parts of the fandom, but I've still heard about what some of that part of the fandom has done. Some of the things that the SU fandom does is about as bad as it gets. Like, for example, sending death threats to the Cruniverse. Not cool. The show itself is really good. The fandom can get a little blamey. Steven Universe's art style and initial simplicity is what turned off many of my friends from the show, along with it airing on Cartoon Network that for some reason made some of them not like it. What I'm trying to say is, don't judge something by its fandom. Try to have an open mind when trying something new, and don't let the fandom's general attitude impact your experience. Personally, I enjoy every game and show in this video, and I encourage you to try them out. Some people will legitimately not like them for what they are, while some people who hated the fandom will love the game or TV show, but only if they keep an open mind. Thanks for listening to this literal essay of a video, and, subscribe, I guess, if you want.